I think that guy's gonna go in and warn him. Oh, nope, he didn't go in. So let's hit him with the down stats. I like that one. If they're telling you you're the only org with down stats, you need to go on YouTube and watch all the other channels. They're all dead. Ooh, they're so fast this morning. They're awake and spry. Oh, they're slow today. Slow. Let's see. I'm going to have issues with shade today. You know what? Maybe it would be better to be on the side today. What do you think? Let me see. Let me fix the chat. Alrighty. Let's see. What kind of shade do we have? Ooh, we got all kinds of shade over here. I can't decide. Hey, Parody, what do you think? Should I sit over here on the side or stay out front? I'm trying to decide. I'd like to stay right here on the corner, but it's too sunny. I don't know how many public go with shade. All right, we'll try it today. See if anybody goes by. I could sit right up there near the door. It's just people on the sidewalk out front won't see me. But you know what? I plan on standing. I won't sit up. I'll just stand here for a little while. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna be shaking. I gotta set up my tripod. I had to start at the coffee shop today because I got here too early. Look away till I tell you. Be shaking. Normally I have it partially done. I didn't even do that. One more leg. Ooh, that should be good. Still shaking, still shaking. Alrighty, let's move up here as close as we can get. Alrighty then. Let's see, what's that shady? Good morning, good morning, good morning, all. Let's see, who's here this early in the morning? Pup Groomer. Yeah. Hi, Mrs. Peacock. KPda. Yep. I had a fender bender this morning. So, I didn't even call the cops. Somebody hit my bumper in the back, and we were in stop and go traffic. We were probably doing like 30, and the guy in front of me came to a dead stop. I hit my brakes, and we're both in pickup trucks. I came within 6 inches of hitting him. I was too close, but I slammed on my brakes. And this little car behind me, I saw her try, and she swerved all the way to the left. We were in the far left lane, and almost missed me, but got her corner of her car hit my bumper. And I looked at it. It's probably scratched, but I was like, it was small and minor, and I was like, we were in stop and go traffic because there was an accident, and we were on the left-hand median, and I was like, I'm thinking this as I get out. I do not want to have to call the cops. So I looked at it, went to her car. I said, hey, I am not worried about this at all. And hi, Miss Janie. So it's a bumper. I feel like bumpers are there for a reason. That's the way I've always felt, especially the back bumper. And I was like, she was in a beater car, so she didn't care. And so I called my husband. I said, don't be mad, but I didn't call the cops because I just didn't want to deal with it. And it's not that bad. Oh, okay, there. Now it's all the way down. So, I mean, I didn't even feel it. We were going so slow. I heard it. I heard a little bit, but I didn't even feel it. So she didn't even hit me that hard. It was, I think if she had not swerved, she probably wouldn't have hit me. Because she swerved, she was at an angle and the corner of her bumper hit right behind the corner of my driver's side. Her passenger side corner hit my driver's side right behind the corner. And I was like, if she would have just slammed on her brakes, she probably wouldn't have hit me at all. So I did the same exact thing, about 36 years ago. And it was pouring down rain. Yeah, that's what trucks are for. That's what I said. Is it Beanebeck? Am I saying that right? I've always felt that way too. Our other Ford we had for 12 years, man, the bumpers were so ate up on that thing. I like to go over curbs too on purpose when people are in my way. We just got the front fixed, and my husband just said, well, I'm surprised we didn't have something happen sooner. We just got it back a couple weeks ago. So, yeah, and she was in a beater car. She didn't care. So, but I stopped and had to get back in traffic, and then the accident itself. So I was planning on being here about 8:30 when they start coming in. Did not work out. I did Beanebeck. Okay, got it. Thank you. Appreciate it. You know why I'm here so early? Because I haven't been asleep yet. I'm like, you know what? Because if y'all don't already know, my husband works nights, and this is his weekend. So in order for me to hang with him, we stayed up all night. It was actually our anniversary dinner, but we didn't even start fixing it till like 1 a.m. Because that's when he got hungry. But our anniversary was Monday. He got me roses, and he bought some steaks. I did not realize how long it's been since we've had steak. We used to have it once a week, and we all know why, because of the prices. So we knew we weren't going to actually have the dinner till Tuesday night, but he slept super late, till like 9 or 10 o'clock. So what did we watch? We watched House of the Dragon, and then, I watched the Tom Cruise movie. We watched Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. I did not know it was a part 1, or I probably would have waited. I got 11 people. Yeah, our truck is 12 years old, and it's in such good shape. I do feel bad that we could probably buff a lot of it out, the paint and stuff. Because actually, we picked it up from the body shop, and they hadn't replaced the second tire that was in the accident, that the bands inside it were broken. So we had to take it to Discount Tire, and they had to have it. They were busy. So we left in my son's car, and that night when he went to work, he called me. I think I've seen him that mad maybe one other time in our whole lives, and I've known him for next year to be 40 years. He was screaming so incoherently, I couldn't understand what he was saying. We had just got it from the body shop that day, and he showed me. There was a big long white scratch right over and it bent in the side of the bumper that was brand new, and he was losing his ever-loving mind. And we don't know if somebody in the parking lot hit it or one of the techs hit something. But then he calls me back, and then he just hung up on me. And I was like, oh no, here comes somebody. So he went out with a wet rag and literally wiped all the paint off and bent the bumper back out, and it was fine. There is nothing wrong. Good morning. SPTV Foundation was created by ex-members like yourself. They would love a call from you. They help people who get out, get apartments, education, even therapy. Let's see. Oh, thank you, KP. Those are things I don't think about saying. Hey, Marco. It's afternoon this time, huh? I was just saying the reason I'm here is I haven't been to sleep yet. Because it was my husband's weekend and we stayed up all night. And I was like, you know what? It was 7 a.m. I didn't even know it was 7 a.m. And I'm like, you know what? I'm still awake. I'm just going to go now. From the shade. Yeah. Plus, I'm still getting people. I just had somebody walk by me. They sneak in this door. If you've never seen this door before, all we get up front is people that can't go up the stairs, like with walkers and canes and scooters and things. And they're sneaking in this door. But usually when I come later in the day, it's too dang hot and there's no shade. Yeah, I know. Even therapy. Maybe I shouldn't have said that because that probably closed his ears right away. It was just what popped into my head. So let me get my drink out. I've already got dry mouth. And I'm standing for a particular reason too. So me and my daughter were talking, and my y'all, a lot of you know that I have a pain stimulator in my back. And because it's been nice the last few weeks as far as Texas goes this time of year. But if you guys remember, May and early June was super bad. And I had a couple dizzy spells and an asthma attack. So I started bringing a chair and sitting. Well, my lower back started hurting more. And so after a while, just recently, a few days ago, we were talking. I said, you know what? I think it's because I'm sitting. All those months that I was standing and protesting, I think was strengthening up my back. And when I started sitting in the chair, and I sit a lot at home, I think that was actually making my back hurt more. So I'm going to try to stand as much as I can. Still have my chair with me if I need it. Thank you, K-Peta. Oh, that's awesome. Oh! That early in Austin probably caught them off guard for sure. The last time somebody was here early was Hitzel, and she got them coming in for their shift, and they called the cops on her for harassment because she was standing there, and she's not loud. She's not as loud as me. She can be, but they can hear her. It's just she was just telling them stuff. She wasn't screaming. We all know she doesn't do that. And the cops showed up and were like, y'all are full of crap. That's what I love. APD's not in their pocket. I hope they never are. So that's cool. You've been a member for a month. That's so cool. Yeah, I had to fix all my memberships because I had a dispute on a charge. And because of that, they had to cancel my card. And so anything on that card had to be fixed. Hey, PETA, did you alter your about section? It looks different. No, I don't think so. I'm trying to think. What's different? I'll go check it out. I don't know. I could have done something by accident. So, since I have y'all's ears, I've been researching L. Ron Hubbard. I thought you had more links there. No, I need to go in there. I put my email and my Cash App in the descriptions. I don't think I ever put it on my about. I need to figure out, I need to get a link tree, and somebody's been getting on me about getting PayPal. I have PayPal, but it's with my husband and I's personal account, and I don't want to use it. So I've got, and we've had that account when PayPal in the late 90s started, and it was only a bill pay site, and that's when we started our account with them. So we've been with PayPal a long time. So anyway, since I always like to have something to talk about so it's not boring. And I'm not done reading. Oh my God, I couldn't believe the stuff I found out, y'all. Just so much stuff. So Sunday I've decided, instead of reading a chapter of Dianetics, I'm going to go over, because we've all been wondering what his background is and, you know, what he researched and stuff for Dianetics and Scientology. So I got a little bit of information on that. So I think I'm going to go over that this Sunday instead of, and I'm just going to go over mostly first the history of the Dianetics, which actually was published in 1950, not 1954, which we thought. I don't know why that came up, but that might have been a second publishing, but he originally published it in 50. But oh my God, the hilarious stuff. First of all, I think I read he dropped out of high school. He failed the Naval Academy entrance exam twice, and then faked. They said he complained about his eyesight, and he was diagnosed with myopia. But later on, they said in his personal writings, he said, my eyes went bad because I used them to get out of the naval exam. So then, hey Agus Basher. So he went to another academy, which if you graduate from that academy, you automatically go into George Washington, I think it was university, without taking the entrance exam, because all through history his grades were poor. Oh, and I found out what his psychological disorder is, and it fits him to a T, but I can't remember what it was called. I just read that last night, so I'll probably bring that up Sunday. And I'm gonna make some short videos, which I was gonna do last night. I'm gonna make short videos on his history. I want to do short and not one big long one, so people can digest it better, and I'll make playlists. Thank you, Kpita. Yeah. Give her an email and ask her about that. I don't know anything about it, so I'm not going to speak on it. I will put my 2 cents in, though. Unless she's... No, I'm not. So, anyway, it fits him to a T, and it explains a lot, because it says that person likes to destroy human dignity and tear families apart. It was part of his disorder. And he did try several times to get psychiatric help. He even wrote a letter to the Navy, and oh my God, he fabricated so much stuff. But this part is hilarious. So when he was in high school at the it was like a preparatory school, but that's not what it was called. Oh my gosh. So he arranged a school trip to the Caribbean. By the way, this was all in Washington, D.C. when they lived there. He moved around a bit. He planned a trip to the Caribbean for the class, I guess. And the trip was underfunded and not planned well, so badly that they burned him in effigy, and the captain of the boat canceled the rest of the trip, and he didn't return to school the following year because of it. That was hilarious. Actual Scientologists haven't looked in it. Oh my God, it's right there. You can find it so easy. But you know, they're going to be like, oh, that's not real. Oh my God, it is. It's more than I even thought. I mean, the people he screwed and the people that he stole from, and when he was living off his writing, um, before World War II, him and his first wife, they were always in need of money. And he did have some success. Even Isaac Asimov liked one of his books that he wrote, and like, oh, here comes somebody else. Um, he should have, and it talked about when he said it was actually before World War II that he said he to make money you need to start a religion. Um, so then his naval. Let's go into that because I'm going to go into the Dianetic stuff on Sunday. I'm not going to go over that here. So his naval career. So he, like I said, his dad was a low-ranking Navy officer. And so hold on. Him failing the exam twice was probably humiliating to his father. That's my personal opinion. And let's see. He had 2 commands that he was taken off of. Good morning. I just felt like being nice. I'm in a good mood. I'm slap happy is what I am. Bellard said that. Xenu said he is the greatest guy in the universe. Oh my God, I know. So, but he wasn't. Everybody he ever met, his second wife tried to get him admitted into an insane asylum. And that's an interesting story. Like I said, I just read it. I haven't put it to memory yet, so I'm not going to go into everything right now. I'm just going to... I was reading aloud the naval history to my husband while he was cooking last night. And that kind of helps me remember. Plus, I was in Navy ROTC. I went to Navy boot camp, and I went on trips to different bases in high school. I don't know why we didn't go in the Navy. So anyway, he was sent to the Philippines and then Australia, and the Australian naval attaché, then he was abruptly sent back to the U.S. because he told the Navy that he sent a ship. Now, I don't know if it didn't say if it was the ship he was on or he commanded a ship to go 3,000 miles out of its way. So he gets sent back to the States. Now, this is during World War II now. So they are in need of people, but they send him back to the States. So then they give him a Boston area harbor patrol boat, and he immediately says that he's found a submarine and spends the next 68 hours going after this sub and trying to attack it, when they finally figured out that it was probably some magnetic thing that was in the harbor. He was taken off of that command. So then he was given... Now, I don't know if I'm getting this in order. I wish I had my other... Let me see if I can find my other phone and I can bring it up. Hang on. If I can. Let's see. There it is. Alright. Let's see if I can... Because this phone is super dark, so I hope I can see it. I need to bring it up. Because this is... Yep. Oop, I got a hotspot. Oh, darn. I can't do that. Alright. I'm going to turn my hotspot on. If it buffers, please come back. So, I hate doing this. Okay, turn on. Is that hotspot? No. Oh, did I go away? I'm not doing it. I'll just do from memory as best I can. Are you still there? Are we still live? That spot is great to catch the front and rear side entrance. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't think I'd see this many people. Because I know they come from a different... Okay, good. Awesome. Thank you. So, okay. So I probably got those boats mixed up. It was two small boats. It wasn't no big ship. So the second one... So that one... So there was that one, and then there was another one that he was like literally taking off during the shakedown cruise, and he got a brief command elsewhere too, and somebody wrote that he was not command material, that he can't handle it. Literally anything he ever tried. He tried to be on the school newspaper, and that didn't last long. Awesome. I'm still here. I'm not going to do that again. That's why I want a third phone, so I don't have to do that. But yeah, I might catch a few people here. I'm closer to the building too, so they have to come by me. The sidewalk isn't as big here as up front. So, oh, I went to go get my reflective umbrella and it was unavailable, the one that attaches to the chair, but I didn't take the time to go find another one. I'm sure I can. All right, so then the whole time he was in the Navy, he was constantly going to sick call about various ailments all the time, and it went down through all the stuff he was diagnosed with. And then when he was in California, naval base in Oakland, California, he was literally in the hospital from April to December when he got discharged, and I think that was when he got in 1945. And I think that might be when he got discharged from the Navy. He did get a pension from the disability pension from the Navy. And that's when he wrote to the Navy wanting it raised because of his mental frailness. Saying that he hadn't brought it up before because he thought he could do it himself and handle it, but he needed psychiatric care. So, yeah, his naval career was not good. And he just decided not to go back to Washington State, or D.C., I can't remember which. I think it was Washington State, because there's a naval base up there. He just didn't go home. And his first wife, and I think at least one kid. So he met a girl in California and decided to stay there and married. It was John Parsons, or Jack Parsons' girlfriend, and he ended up marrying her. And she's the one, Sarah, that tried to get him put in an insane asylum, and somebody ratted them out, and then he tried to say she was the one that was insane, but it didn't work. Ruth. Oh, Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. From sharing and commenting. Well, that's sad. Thank you. Yeah, it was our 35th anniversary. 39 years if you include since we first got engaged, off and on. So next year, when we're 56, it'll be 40 years. Ugh. And we still find things to talk about. It's amazing. So, let's see, what else? Because I didn't finish the whole article yet. I got into, so even before the Navy, he had, they said, interactions with these two people in the psychiatry profession. Can't remember their names right now. Can't remember what they were. Later on, he said he, like, apprenticed under them. And all he had was an interaction. There was a time that he was, I think, was he actually in a mental hospital? That he said he was actually working there when he was a patient. Awesome. Glad you're all doing good. It's very nice and cool today and very windy. It was 79 degrees when I left the house. But yesterday, I was going to come late yesterday, and my husband looked at the weather, and he said there's a heat advisory. And I was like, ugh, it was going to be like 108. But I've been here when it was that hot before, but I'm like, I'll just go in the morning when it's cooler. So it worked out. Because I kind of planned to stay up. I was like, you know what? I know I slept late yesterday because I stayed up the night before. Because, my husband puts me on the worst schedule. He's probably watching. He said he would. Unless he fell asleep, which is highly probable. So, let's see. Let's go ahead and hit the Dianetics a little bit, because not all of you are watching it. So, he wrote a lot. So, before World War II, in the 30s and 40s, he wrote for magazines, and they serialized a couple of his novels, and he was making a little bit of money, but it wasn't enough. They were always in need of money, their people that knew them said. And so he said then that to really make money, you should start a religion. So after World War II, and before, by the way, when he was young, he spent time in Guam, in Asia, and different places like that, where I think he may have studied some things. He was already studying, I think, and already thinking about possibly writing. And then in the 40s, right after the war, is when he met Jack Parsons, who, it didn't sound like he had a lot. Oh, that's a whole gonna be a video on itself. Because there was these things that he wrote for the magic that Aleister Crowley was involved in. And he was heavily into the occult. That's a whole nother story that I can't remember the details today. LRH was offended because he asked for psych help, and they rejected him, and his paper he did about that and sent it to the board, correct? Yeah, something like that. Yeah. He wrote something, yeah, about that. So, I have to hear something over and over again. The other stuff that I'm good at saying is stuff I've heard a lot. And I literally just read this stuff yesterday. So I'm trying to remember, and my brain is hurting. So I'm trying to remember the highlights. And it was, so I don't remember why, but Jack Parsons gave LRH money to go. Oh, I remember why. Because we always heard he was given money to go buy boats, but we didn't know why. So he was given money to go to the East Coast no, that would have been after the war. Yeah, he met him in 1945 or 46, I think. To go to the East Coast and buy yachts and sail them to the West Coast to sell them. I guess you get a higher price for profit. Instead, he took the money, wrote, I don't know why he had to do this, but he had to write to the naval something or other to get permission to go on a world tour on a yacht. And Sarah went with him, and that he ended up marrying her, but he was not divorced from his first wife. He just didn't go back. Later on, when all the stuff went down with trying to get him into to get him into mental institution and labeled insane, the first wife was contacted, and the two wives talked to each other, and the first wife said, oh yeah, I'll help. I went through this for 12 years, the beatings, the mental abuse, and such. She was willing to help. Just managed to share this. Oh, thank you. Oh, that would be cool. I like whales. You know, it was funny. Before I found out I was Scottish, because I didn't think I was Scottish at all. I read the Jamie and Claire books. I watched the first season of the show, and that's all I could do. And I always wanted to learn Scottish Gaelic, just so I would know what he was saying. But then I was like, do I want to do Irish Gaelic or Scottish Gaelic? I was trying to find some place to take it. And then I find out I'm 46% Scottish. I still haven't figured out how. Haggis are you still there? Yeah, and it's gone up since the initial. It was 30-something%. But they said, Ancestry.com said, as their testing gets better, they're retesting and that's why it changes. So now I'm almost half Scottish. And English, 30-something%, and a little bit of Belgium, Ireland. I knew I had Irish. And the Netherlands. And I kept saying I'm the most Anglo-Saxon person you'll ever meet because I burn if you say son at me. And I'm the minority in my household because my husband's Cherokee Indian, and that makes my kids Indian, Native American. And none of them burn. Yeah, I'll take any support. It's awesome. Thank you, Ruth. I did, I don't know if you saw it yet, but I did a how and why I became an activist at 55. I'm going to do a part 2. And maybe a part 3 where I just go into what drew me in, who it was, and get more specific about that part. About watching SPTV be created and grow. So I was going to do it last night. I put makeup on and everything, and we ended up... Hang on, hold on. So, I gotta get some water out of my cooler. Not getting too many bodies, probably because they've already opened. It looks like they come in and shit. I'm gonna drink this vitamin water. So I'm probably getting a little bit less coming this way. It looks like the older people are coming this way, probably expecting to go in that door. I don't know why they're walking by me though. Maybe this door isn't open this early. Or maybe they only allow public to go in. I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. I just found out vitamin water the other day, and I like it. You know what? I think anything that has caffeine in it should have to tell you how much is in it. And I'm afraid I only drank this much last time because I was afraid to drink too much caffeine. Because I've already had a big coffee on the way here. So I'm slap happy, and I'm juiced up with caffeine. So I'm good to go. So let's go back to the great man LRH. So he wrote the book Dianetics. He got a psychiatrist to sign on and say this was great, and they opened up a few. He got an influx of cash for it. He had supporters for it, and it literally died in 3 months. We don't hear about that. So he did a lecture in front of a bunch of people, like 78 or more, I don't know, it was a lot of people. And he talked about the clear, and that if you go clear, you'll have total recall. And he had this woman come up, and she even forgot the color of his tie. People got up and walked out. The psychiatrist that was on board, everybody that was on board resigned. There was people that when it was in all the newspapers, and the only way for the foundation that was created, and the guy that gave him the money for it, for them not to be, maybe that was later. I'm not sure exactly when that happened, but the reason he started Scientology was because he lost the rights to the Dianetics book in a bankruptcy, like like a year or two later. Well, that's when he told everybody. So he started Scientology and he started all these centers. I'm going to do a video that gets more specific about it all. But in order for the Dianetics Foundation to not be liable for something, some expenses or something, they had to file bankruptcy. This guy Purcell. Oh, sorry. Oh hell no. You know, I have a brain fart. I am like literally. I passed the Pflugerville sign and I'm like, I did not call her again. But we need to get together and you can come with me. So I did a bunch of research on LRH. I'm going to do some videos. And Sunday, instead of Dianetics, reading a chapter, I'm going to go over some stuff. So he started the Scientology because, and changed some of it. And that's when he came out with the body, or not the body Thetan, the operating Thetan and this other stuff. So he had to change it a bit to make it better, and the E-meter and all that, which by the way is based off something that Freud used. And so then he taught all this. So when he did Scientology, he set it up different. It was like franchises. So when they opened a franchise, they had to give 10% of their income to LRH. And so he was making bank. And it was going well. And at that time, the asylums were doing lobotomies, electric shock, just all the horrible stuff that they would do in asylums. And we always talk about getting in the mind of people that, you know, fell into it because they were looking for something better than that. Okay, good. So then he hounded Purcell, like attack. He was teaching that to the other franchises. If there were any enemies or anyone speaking out against Scientology, he was teaching them how to go after them. And that's when he said litigation is a form of harassment and it'll get you what you want. And so they hounded Purcell so bad that he owed him $9,000 and he ended up only giving him $1,000 and he gave him back the rights to the Dianetics. Okay, see you later, Ruth. Thanks for stopping. And so they were starting that crap in 1952. And so then he got tax exempt status, I think in the 60s. And like I said, I'm going to do we're going to talk about that more in depth Sunday, and I'm going to do a couple of videos on it to be specific. And then but I wish I could remember that psychological disorder. It was some narcissistic disorder, but it was way more in depth. It's exactly what Scientology is. It said something about they would destroy people's humanity, families. He's a sadist. That's part of it. I'm like, this is what they do in Scientology. We used to think that it was so bad that, you know, maybe it was okay-ish under him, but he wrote the policies. And David Miscavige made it abusive? Nope, that was all LRH. Oh. Really? That's weird. Really? Have you investigated that to see how that happens? Ask Google, see if anybody else that's happened to. Like, my whole chat disappears if it's not active just because I have a small chat. I feel like I'm missing people out front. All we're doing is watching construction. I know, that's weird. I have and haven't found anything. It happens on all my accounts. That's weird. I've never heard of that. Good morning. You look like you might be a Scientologist. Can't tell. The thing is, when you see public Scientologists going in, and the ones I see, I don't know if it's because they're Texans, but they look like they need a meal, or it's not that. That's not what I mean. I mean, they just look like they don't have a lot of money. Seriously. It's weird. Especially the older ones. Everybody I've seen go in and out of there. This is not high enough. Hang on, y'all. I'm going to move the camera up. Well, no, I do like to leave it a little bit low so I can see the chat, but we'll try that. Yeah, we got to figure out what's going on with you. I don't know. That's weird. So, let's see. Where are we in the Dianetics? I got a little bit farther into the Scientology stuff and the franchises, and then I was only a quarter of a way through it all, or maybe a third. So I have never seen that much information in an article before. It's a book. Thanks, Peter. Hey, Robert. No, we've had a few go by. I thought I was early, and I'd try sitting out here in the shade by this door, because usually it's too sunny. And nobody's gone in or out of it, but they've passed me by because their parking lot is back there. Oh, I forgot you're on me. The parking lot is back there somewhere. I've never been to it. And if they don't come through here, they got to walk 2 blocks that way and 2 blocks back. There's no crossover. That, as far as I know. There might be an alley that I don't know about. Thanks. But yeah, we were talking about LRH's history. Woo, that guy was messed up. He was a F up. Oh, that guy on Back to the Future. He was a slacker. He tried to screw everybody he met over. Lied, took money, failed school everywhere. He never finished the George Washington Academy, but I guess for World War II, see, he went into the Navy Reserves first, and then he was sent to the Philippines and then Australia, and then back to the United States. So they must have made him active duty, and he got the lieutenant rank, probably because he had a little bit of college, even though he didn't have a degree yet. Because they were probably desperate. Yeah, is that construction very loud for you guys? My phone's pretty good at wind's coming. I'm going to turn this just a little so it's not hitting the mic. I can't believe I've been out here almost an hour already. That's why I like to have a subject to talk about. Makes time go by fast. Oh, I got into where he wrote all this stuff for the occult and for Aleister Crowley, and he got into hypnotism. He studied it, and he actually tried to have a show where he on stage where he was a hypnotist, and he talks about that so much in Dianetics that I knew he had to have studied it. And that's what we were looking for, answers to some of our questions about, what has he studied, what is his background. And, he traveled quite a bit as a Navy brat. Then he traveled a little bit in the Navy. And then he traveled, he did that, I don't know if he did the actual world tour. I don't know how that ended, or where he actually went, and he moved around a lot. So it was an interesting read, I gotta say. Oh, somebody's getting on. I'm not sure if that was a Scientologist or not. I bet it was. I don't recognize it. So, very interesting stuff. I'm going to do a more in-depth video on it with the actual facts. I just can't remember it. My brain hurts this morning. I like coming this early. I'm just not seeing enough people. I think, let's go ahead and go back around to the front. Alright, so I'm going to be carrying the tripod. So moving the camera, look away. We're moving. And we're walking. And we're walking. And we're walking. Oh, somebody left their Bud Light thing. Oh, it's a bag. I thought it was somebody left their beer sitting there. That was funny. Okay. Ooh, it's getting warm. I can feel it. I can feel it. No shade at all. Ooh, I don't think I can stay up here. Yeah, I can. There's some shade over there. Alrighty then. Alright. We can go right here. Oop, sorry, I'm kicking the thingy while we move. Alright, we can stand here in the shade. Ooh, it's breezy too. It's breezier. Okay, I'm done. You can look now. Got my sign. There we go. Now I got my chair. Yeah, I ate a few hours ago. I had snacks too. No, I think it's just because I'm tired and I'm trying to think hard. I'm just tired. I've had a lot of caffeine. No, it's okay. No, I got my chair with me if I need it. I brought it. But I'm going to try to stand as much as I can to try to strengthen my back up. No, I think it's just a lot of caffeine. I've had plenty of water because that's all I drink at home. So I am hydrated like you wouldn't believe. I've never had a problem with that. But no, I think it's just trying to think hard and remember facts. Sometimes the front of my brain hurts. Did I take my blood pressure meds? Yes, I did. It's not a blood pressure headache. That's usually all over. It's just in the front. Whew. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. Well, I got to the end of what I learned about. I want to get to the specifics more in a video because it's very interesting. I know other people have done it and done documentaries and stuff, but I'm just going to do, I want to make it as short and concise as possible for new people that are, coming into SBTV, that are, when we go vertical, we're getting people that know nothing about it. So I'm going to do videos now that I got my new table and I got a light, and I'm also looking at a mic, but I really don't need one. It's just something I'm thinking about. I want to make them short, like part of the subject that would normally take an hour, and just do it in like maybe parts, part 1, part 2, part 3. So people, and make a playlist. If somebody wants to listen to it all the way through, they can. If not, they can listen to a little one here and there. I thought I would have to read Barefaced Messiah to get all this info, but I haven't been able to yet. It's really hard for me to read a novel anymore. My fibro fog really messed that up. I used to read a novel a week, and now it's hard to pay attention to a whole magazine article. First world problems. I'll probably only do an hour and a half. We'll see how the next half hour goes. Did you guys have any questions about what I was talking about? It did get into his third wife. Did it? Oh, and the media, the newspaper articles that went against him was amazing. And so I could not believe Dianetics started and died between May and September. I think those were the right, May to August or May to September. Didn't even make it 4 whole months. I was like, that is amazing. Amazing. That guy was just such a shyster. I can't believe this place still exists. It's kind of depressing, really, that such an F up could make this happen. And governments are going along with them. I just hope that every time another country investigates, or another country, tells them to get lost, that our government is keeping an eye on it. Because you know what kind of makes me irritated is the people that in the IRS that made the agreement with David Miscavige probably aren't in the IRS anymore. So I don't know why we can't petition them to change the agreement if we can prove, what the crap they're doing. And what I would like is people are putting out emails and forms and things like that. But what we really need is a concerted effort all at once. We need to announce it on all the channels, give out the information, and get everybody to do it the same week. And the reason I say that is one email here and one email there trickling in over weeks isn't going to raise their eyebrows like 1,000 of them if we could get that many in 3 or 4 days. Because I know this from experience. I watched the DUI guy. I don't watch him that much, but he brought up a case that he didn't know anything about, But so many people emailed him about it that he looked into it. And that just made me think, if one or two or 10 or 20 people emailed him, he might not have looked at it. So I'd like to try and get something like that done. Um, and with this new SPTV.space and everything, if we could get like a couple of bigger channels to announce it and trickle it down to everybody else, it would be awesome. Because I think, was it Pup Rumor? Who was it? Somebody filled the form out for us. All we have to do is put our name to it and send it. So, don't need my fans today. That's good. So, that's what I would like to see happen on a couple of fronts. Different. If we all emailed the same congressperson and they got like 500 emails, they would take notice. And we could just do that. Like every week, we could do, a different one. That's just an idea I had, that's all. Sure. Go ahead and put it in there. SPTV link. That's fine. I like all the stuff they're doing. Remember, I had said I bought a domain last year, hoping to do something similar, to have like a list of channels, the upcoming events, and stuff like that, and resources, and they're doing it. So I'm glad. Because I couldn't do it. I was going to need help. And it didn't auto-renew, so I'd have to go back in and buy it again. I thought it auto-renewed, and I went in and it didn't. So I'm glad they're doing that. But maybe we could talk them into a calendar. Oh, the breeze just died. Yep. We know people are watching. I don't know if anybody was watching when I first went on, but I accidentally went live in the coffee shop. And I had to delete and start over. Let's see. I'm going to be loud. SPTVFoundation.org. It's ex-members like yourself that would love to hear from you. You're not free if you can't read any book you want. You're not free if you can't look at anything on the internet that you want. And you're not going to get sick if you hear some information you're not supposed to. All of us have read it, and we're okay. David Miscavige has squirreled the tech and changed L. Ron Hubbard's words and policies. And he's getting away with it because people during that time aren't around much anymore. He also drives a Bentley and gets handmade Italian shoes while you guys make $50 a week or $200 a week as staff. That is not a living wage. You could literally work at McDonald's out here and make more than that. And work less hours. 40 hours a week. I'm standing right next to the cafe, and I know there was people in there. So, I'm trying to remember what else I read about. see. Oh, it talked about how Scientology in like 1975 tried to take over Clearwater, Florida, and they failed. I think they were trying to like take it over more like in the city council and stuff. For that wage and those hours, you would get arrested here for slavery, fraud, and a bunch of other things. And they get away with it because they call them religious volunteers. And that therein lies the issue. If they weren't a church, they couldn't do that. And that's why he wanted to get that status on Scientology. I can't remember the exact reason. Like I said, I just read it once last night. I gotta read it over a couple more times. I think it was so they couldn't be investigated because of the other stuff that he had done. They've got the downtown locked up. Yeah, if you go to the Tampa Bay Times and you find that article, it's pretty easy to find, where they have an interactive map that shows you all of the Scientology-owned buildings downtown. And that was when they had 92 buildings. Now they have 93, because as soon as Mark Bunker wasn't in the city council anymore, they literally sold them the office building that the city council meets in. So now they're paying rent to Scientology. Police. Like Aaron said, they could literally move their downtown to some other part of the city. He said it's very spread out. The downtown doesn't have to be the downtown. If they just moved the city council and a couple government buildings to another part, nobody would care. Oh, hi Susan. I didn't notice your name. I just read the. It's hard to see my screen a little bit in the sun. Twyla, I love your name. There are more ex-Scientologists out here willing to talk to you and help you out than there are in the organization. Yep. That is the truth. If y'all only had 1 million members, that's 7,000 members per each org. Do you have 7,000 members coming in here for services or staffing? But yet your leader tells you you're the fastest growing religion and you have at least 30 million members. Imagine how many members per org that is. And every org right now all over the world has somebody like me filming, no one going in. You guys actually have more traffic than like 80% of the other ones I see. And they're lying to you. I know they're telling you that it's just you. You're in trouble because your stats aren't up. And they're breathing down your neck. And here it is. Everybody's having it happen because we're everywhere. Everywhere. And more people are joining. Shifts more taxes to the homeowners. Yep. Sure does. Sure does. Luckily, my hubby's a disabled vet, so we got the homestead exemption because our town's kind of expensive too. Oh. Oh, we just joined AARP last night. I said that was his Valentine's present, or not anniversary present for me. we've been talking about it for 5 years and haven't done it. So I finally did that because we get discounts and stuff on things, I guess. It was only $12 for the year and free for the spouse. So we'll see what. I don't know anything about it really, except what I've heard, like what they say. Man, my sign is about to die. I really hope we can get my sign working here soon. There's so many other things that he has to fix around the house that my sign just went by the wayside. Every time he's off, he's fixing something. Our other bathroom needs fixed. It needs a new seal. Xenu is back, and he is coming for Tom Cruise. You know, I watched Dead Reckoning last night, or actually this morning, and I was disappointed. They tried to make it comical when the whole point was they were on it. They were like good at what they do. And Tom Cruise was effing up all over the place. Just all over the place. The only cool part about the whole movie is him riding off the cliff, which everybody already knows about. Other than that, he was screwing everything up. Yeah, I tried to put it to the side. I just wanted to see it because they were all pretty good. And I like Simon Pegg and Ving Rhames and other people that are in it. Man, I was disappointed. It was not what Mission Impossible should have been, or what the other movies were. Dead Reckoning. It said 2023 or 24. It just came out on Amazon. Oh, the door was locked. They locked them out. Check that out. So the door isn't fixed. See, all they did, if you haven't seen anybody go in this door, it's comical. What they did to fix it was just tighten the bejesus out of it. So now when they try to go in, it takes them longer because they're fighting with the door that's trying to eat them. And I have more time to say stuff. So appreciate it there, Scientology. You know, those clears have and OTs have those superpowers, you know. Comment. Did I miss something? It's y'all's conversation. I don't worry about that stuff when we're doing Scientology. Sweet Green. I've heard of that place. I gotta check it out one day. I just brought snacks today because I had steak like not long before I left, and I had like seconds and thirds because it was such a big steak. That's what we did for our anniversary. It's just the economy right now. We used to have we used to have steak once a week on his off days. And now, I can't remember the last time we did it. So, that was our anniversary dinner. Hi, Susan. What's up? I'm early today. I didn't get here before they opened though, like I wanted, because I had a little fender bender that I didn't even call the cops. I'm like, it just scratched. We were in stop and go traffic on the freeway. There was an accident, and the guy in front of me locked up his brakes. I couldn't see in front of him because he was a truck. She couldn't see anything because I was a truck. And she was in a little tiny Toyota, an older Toyota. And she tried to miss me and went left into the shoulder in the middle. But her corner of her bumper hit around the corner of my back bumper, and I did not care. I'm like, I don't even care if it's gouged. It's a bumper. I didn't even feel it. We were going so slow. So I got out and told her, you know what? I don't care if you don't. She's like, I don't care either. She was driving a beater car. And I'm like, I did not want to deal with it. Was stop and go traffic. They already had an accident. Trying to sit there in the middle median by a wall and try to get cops to us. It would have taken hours. Oh, hi Amy. What's up? Oh, I got 18 people now. It's getting later. As long as I got shade. But I was ready. Actually, night before last. I was supposed to come yesterday. But I was about to leave late and my husband checked the weather and they were saying heat advisory. I don't know why. It's always 100 and something degrees. So I had everything ready to go for, let's see, what's today? Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday night. Hey Brian, what's up? The beginning of this, I talked a lot about what I learned about LRH's history. But I'm gonna make some videos about it in little segments because it was so interesting. And then Sunday, I know you come on Sunday sometimes. I'm not gonna be reading the next chapter. We've all been wondering about his background and stuff, while we're reading it. So I'm gonna spend this next Sunday talking about his background and how he studied hypnotism and stuff like that we've been wondering, and how Dianetics got published. So I'm going to go over that stuff on Sunday. I'll probably post it tonight. Mother Nature is mad. Yep. Oh, what do we got? I'm missing. Supposed to be nicer today. Yeah, it was 79 degrees when I left the house. So it was nice the first hour. I can feel it starting to heat up a little. I think it's a little bit hotter up front because there was less shade. I don't know. Amy, it finally cooled down here. 68 degrees. Oh, I wish. Whew. When you get to a certain age, inanimate objects don't tend to matter. I know. Robert, every time I've been to Texas, it was 106 in the morning, afternoon, and night. Yep. I'll take fall. I wish we had fall. We literally go from summer to winter. You might have 2 days where you don't have to run the heater or the AC. And sometimes we're already running the AC in March. So, man, our electric bill, it's through the roof right now. But I'm from up north where we had seasons, and I camped and canoed, and I've been here 30 years and I haven't been able to do that stuff. Matter of fact, it's so bad here that Girl Scouts don't meet in the summer. When school lets out, Girl Scouts is over until school goes back in. Mother Nature regrets letting evolution spawn us humans, I'm sure. I was looking at Austin weather. Yeah. Yep, Amy, the bills are high. Because ours is... There was one day, a week or two ago, and it was in the middle of the night, that the AC went off. And I have it set on 75. And I'm like, oh my gosh. It got quiet, and I was like, what is wrong? It took me a second to figure it out. It was nasty. Oh, I know. It's bad everywhere. Now, I will say this. Yes, we have exacerbated the situation, but I had a friend of a professor at the college who was a geologist. And he said, even without humans, the Earth was going to be heating up on its own because we're coming out of an ice age. Now, we don't mean like yesterday or last year. It's probably been tens of thousands of years that I know that there was a cold, like I don't know what, an ice age around 12,000 years ago called the Younger Dryas. And so we're coming out of that. It's been 12,000 years, but we were going to heat up anyway. So some of it's us, but most of it is the earth was doing it anyway. But I'm very environmental. I care about the environment a lot. So much I don't try to use single-use plastic. I only use glass and stoneware in the microwave. All of my canisters for food is mason jars, actually, because they're cheap. And stuff like that. And if my tumbler has to be stainless steel, I'm like all about toxins. I got rid of all the toxins in my house that I could. Because of my disease and they don't know what causes it, I think toxins might be part of it. I have a backup portable unit because my central in my room doesn't cool me. Yep, we had to do that too. Yep, we have that too. And fans, like hurricane level fans that we got this year to move it around. That's why when I'm live streaming from home, you can hear it because I can't turn it off completely. But it was a nice drive here, and it was nice going out to the car. It was definitely breezier here, but it looks like the breeze has shut down. I might have to get my neck fan out. Yep, I'm gonna get my neck fan out. Just my face that needs it. Oh, there we go. Yep, now it's on my face. Okay. Oh, I hope you get your transportation issues taken care of. That sucks. I use metal for my water bottle too. It saves money. Yeah, I got 2 of these, and then what's cool is I got this on Temu for less than 10, I think, to go to the gym with it because I didn't want to just carry a bottle around. So I don't know if you can see this, but it's got pockets for your keys and it keeps it cool. I just measured my bottle and got one that looked like it would fit. It's really nice. I like it. I think it might be listed. No, I didn't list the Temu stuff. When I did my equipment stream and did all the links, I don't think I did the Temu because I did the fans separate. So the only thing that didn't get listed, I think, was that. Someday the Yellowstone is going to blow. Yeah, and we're just done if it does. It's good you're there. I thought she was coming back. Hurricane Debbie fizzled out just before it got to my house. Yeah, we're central Texas. I'm like 4 hours or 400 miles. I can't remember which from the Gulf. But when hurricanes hit like Galveston and go north, sometimes we get the really horrendous storms. But yeah, so, and then, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I do have a Saturday night, hey, thank you, late night scheduled for fun. I just do that for fun. But I put on some stuff some people were wanting to talk about in the chat. but we just couldn't do it that day because I don't like to go too off topic if possible. So it's pretty much anything goes Saturday night. Like I said, I'm a night owl, so that's why I do it, because I know a lot of people can't make it, but I found out that Portland and Selfless stayed in my town in New Jersey overnight on their way to Massachusetts. Like, oh, Amy, that's so sad. That would have been cool. I could have met up with them. Yeah, they can't really put out their itinerary. You never know who else might be watching. Oh no, is invisible. Oh, who's this? Cooking. Oh, I see. Came back with your other channel. That is so weird. I'm gonna do some research myself. See if I can find out something. I know a guy that works on computers. We just chat on Messenger. He's in another state. I might give him a ring and see if he knows. Bushman, what's up? How are you? Bushman buckets. Here we go. Yeah. This is a kind of a not good time of day for people going in and out. I should have got here earlier. Like I said, there was an accident and my fender bender didn't take that long. We pulled over, I got out, I walked back, we talked for a minute, and it took me a few minutes to get back out. Oh, I'm telling you, the only way it doesn't happen is if I'm a mod. Oh, I'll make you a mod, OHN. I didn't even think about it. Come if you want to. You know what? I'll do this one and your other one. There you go. You don't have to mod. I gave people wrenches that are here a lot. And I know I've probably missed some people that I forgot about. And if you think I forgot about you, please email me and let me know. I'm just totally bad with... Oh, okay, I'll scroll up. Let's see. More than that. I think I might have gone too far.